Here at TWRS, we're always here to help our squad when they need a little push in the right direction. That's just who we are. We're a beautifully diverse group of goofballs dedicated to driving fake race cars as fast as possible. And we continue to push each other to the front using the power of nonsense. We have one of the strongest NASCAR programs on the service, and you can access it all for $24.99 a month. And we just released individual subscriptions for $14.99 a month for each NASCAR vehicle. We also just added a rallycross program, and our IndyCar program is taking off as well. So come join the weird side. We have speed and cookies. Cookies are not included in some locations.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series in officially licensed cars engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Need reliable electrical solutions you can count on? The UES group of companies has got you covered. From electrical installations and repairs through to all your compliance and tagging requirements, United Electrical and United Essential Solutions are here to help. Whether it's commercial electrical projects or home renovations, United Electrical can help make it happen. Need to secure your investment with an automatic gate? We can be there from the start of manufacturing right through to the final installation. We even offer excavation services to reduce the need to employ multiple trades. Need to get your electrical equipment tagged to meet compliance? Our United Essential Solutions team are here to help. Appliance tagging, emergency lighting, switchboard inspections, building compliance? Look no further than United Essential. UES Group is 100% Australian owned and operated. We pride ourselves on our customer service and commitment. Visit uestas.com.au or call 1-300-122-598 to learn more. Or find us on Facebook and Instagram.
almost impatient. And this is probably the best time to be patient. As you see Watson there, makes a little bit of contact with the wall, slows him down just enough, allow him to refocus now, because I definitely believe he is going to go back up and try to launch another attack on these guys. But so far up front, Miller getting it done as he's actually able to stave off. But here comes Brian Labarge. He's on the inside trying to make a move up. He is almost clear as the rear tires are at the fin. Is he going to be actually able to close this off and make it work? It's taking him 2 turns to make the pass, and there he is. He's clear. But watching for the counter as Brian Labarge secures that number 1 spot, Joe.
All right, good move. Amazing move for him. Really good subtle move there for Brian Labarge. Takes the move out in front. JW Miller falls back, and he's about to get eaten up by Watson and Fell, who are still side by side. Miller working there to hold on to his spot, but his lack of speed there is going to be something that Watson is going to try to get past as best he can.
Yeah, this is going to go back to what we were saying with the keys to the race is managing yourself in traffic and on those restarts. So right now, Watson, he has been back in the thick of it, really wanting to get by J.W. Miller's going to take some patience. J.W., like I said, put down one of the first qualifying times, and he was enjoying a little bit of a lead here in the early onset of this thing, but now it seems like the drivers have got their legs underneath themselves and they're all starting to crawl, walk, and run. And JW is going to have to do at least one of those 3 things if he wants to maintain his position here. Simon Fell digging deep down on the inside. He is now going to be putting his nose in there. One of the next contenders here, as we're watching JW, he's going to try to maintain his balance at 3rd place. But further back, you also got Pompiani, who is on the way of making his run. Starting to get a little restless back here, but behind the 6 of JW.
Yes, he is. Pompiani in the 60 right now, sitting in 5th place, side by side with the 21 of Michael Long. Long not able to get past the 6 either. J.W. Miller, our former race leader, now sitting back in 4th place. He's been passed by Simon Fell. He's been passed by James Watson, Brian Labarge. I wonder if there is just I wonder if he's just trying to save a little bit and he's allowing himself to fall back. Ooh, even further now. J.W. Miller has gone back, and now it looks like Pompiani is going to get that pass and move up into 4th place.
I think right now Miller's just trying to stave off anything that he can, man. He's got his hands up, and he's just trying to keep from getting pummeled. But right there,
we got a spin.
That's going to be Michael Long, I do believe, that goes around. And he's making it frustrating for a lot of drivers this early on because he's making it almost impossible to get around him. And that's allowed Labarge and Watson to kind of drive off into the sunset as you're watching the instant replay right here. And this is what we're talking about, as you see the car right there going around.
Ooh, does he hit the wall there? He doesn't hit the wall, does he?
No, but it's definitely going to cost him a lot of time, and this is not the track that you want to fall behind on. You know, you want to try to stay up as close to the lead of this thing as you can. Michael Long, though, unfortunately, he finds himself way back on the tail end with the 16 and the 000. But these guys have now been able to get by Miller, and they'll be able to actually recover here and hopefully make up some of that distance that they've given away. And we'll continue to watch them. But this track seems to be coming to some guys a little bit quicker than it is the others.
That's right. Yeah, it's a good way to put it. Yeah, this track is just clicking for a few of the racers here. And Brian Labarge is one of them. Watson, Fell are also definitely drivers to watch right now. They've figured out how to drive this track. And we saw them have trouble during qualifying. But, you know, now they're out here. Not everybody had trouble during qualifying, and the guys who didn't have trouble during qualifying are, they're out here doing pretty good. We got Murray Pompiani. He's in 4th right now. Simon Fell is in 3rd, and J.W. Miller was doing pretty good. Now he's in 5th. But,
Yeah, he's just kind of falling back to about as fast as he is. And I'm looking at these lap times here. JW's best time has been a 17.65. But you're going up and you're looking at Brian Labarge, the race leader here. He's been the fastest for the last 5 laps consecutively, also the fastest overall right there. Pompiani actually takes it on that one with a 5.27, but the best time overall has been a 17.322. And that's right there with Labarge. And Labarge, he's putting down blistering times. So speaking of blistering, hopefully he'll be able to actually make that fuel and that tire ratio work together because, are we on 100% fuel here tonight? Does anybody know?
No, I think the fuel is only for like 20, 22, 25 minutes, something like that. We had a graphic for that. Maybe Cody can pull that back up real briefly here. We could take another look at the conditions graphic that'll have that fuel number on it for you.
Please remember last week we ran it at 100%. So this week we're back down there to a fuel range of 20 to 25 minutes, which is going to be about 55%. That means drivers are going to have to be really smart and either conserve or save or try to stop twice.
Yeah.
And this is when guys are going to be ultimately making those decisions, because if you're kind of in the back now, it makes it a lot easier to kind of juggle that decision and make it than say if you're up front, maybe in second place. Maybe if you're a Watson right now, you're really kind of stuck in the doorway, if you will, not knowing whether you should just jump or go back inside. And that kind of bit him last week, and I'm sure he was frustrated there. You got another car into the wall there. It's going to be going a little bit slow there. He's going to work it out. That's going to be, I believe, the 000 of Dubois. He's going to go another lap down. Now, he is being scored 2 laps down. The 2 cars that were tangled up earlier, the 85 of Bernardi and the 59 of Camargo, these guys still behind the wall. No sign of coming back out yet. Like we said, it's going to be a little bit more than a Band-Aid to get those cars running back again and get them out here to be competitive. Speaking of competitive, Brian Labarge once again setting that blister in time. That last lap for him was a 17.450, and the next closest time to that would have actually been from Watson with a 5.44, 5.64 now. Having to go all the way back to Michael Long again, as he just rolled a 17.465.
Yeah, wow.
Long's going to be wanting to get back up front. He kind of got caught up in that little mischief there, and it took him back off the lead lap. But as long as he can keep that thing pointed in the right direction, and I know I say that a lot, but he's going to be feeling the pressure as the 8 and the 39 are slowly going to be on that same stretch as he is. He's just going to have to keep his eyes forward and not focus so much on the relative and try to see if he can't find some way to change his luck.
Yeah, his luck really is part of the equation here right now, and Michael Long is waiting for the conditions on the track to change in his favor. We have seen that the yellows are not flying tonight, so a little danger and a little dust up is not going to get the race to stop anytime soon. And we saw Michael Long spin out earlier, and not spin out, but he slid. He had a good slide. He arrested the slide, and he saved himself from a trip to the wall, but it all cost him so much. And here a guy who actually had a fantastic qualifying time now is suffering from a lack of anyone to drive the track with. And we're seeing very soon potentially he's going to get caught up to. And
he's going to have to shake it off, though. And now he is eking on the back end of Eric Dubois in that 000 car. Now, once he catches Dubois and gets around him, he'll have a little bit of breathing room. The thing that's killing him is he is swapping fastest lap times with the leader, Brian Labarge. So it's almost like as fast as he can go, Labarge is right there just trying to reel him in. He's got a hook in him, and he is not trying to let Long get a run at all. So Long's going to have to definitely stretch his legs out. Now he's around that 000 car. Maybe he'll get a little buffer, but I don't think Dubois is going to be one who's going to put up a big fight. I think when the leaders come, he's going to let them safely pass, and we're all going to be watching the clock right now as we are some 42 laps into it, looking for the time. Anyway, I'll just keep running my mouth.
That's all right, buddy. I'm looking for the time too, but it's we are definitely about. I say we're getting pretty deep into this thing to a point where the cars are starting to be affected very much by the conditions.
This is definitely not lining up to be a full Monty. I'll say that because I was watching here and on my ATVO saying I got 2 minutes left on this thing. We got the 10 to go. It's showing us 45 or 52. That's going to answer a lot of questions. So if this is truly a heat race, hey, I mean, guys will be able to get back out here and roll at it at least one more time.
That's right. That's right. Well, we'll see what happens. Time will tell. Right now, we're going to find out. This could be a 15-minute heat race as opposed to a full 55-minute experience. Or not 50-minute, but a 52-lap heat race. Right now, though, out in front, Brian Labarge holding it down. Behind him, James Watson, full 2 seconds back. Well, about almost 2 seconds back, but still close enough to call himself in a solid second place. And then Simon Fell and Murray Pompiani, West Shear for your top five. Couple down pit road here. That's Pompiani in the 60 down pit road. Wonder what's going on there. It's going to give Michael Long what he wants, though. He's going to move forward to 6th place.
Yeah, definitely. 3 laps to go in this thing.
Yeah,
Not sure if you got the memo. Yeah, appears he just got knocked off a little bit there, Joe. 3.7 seconds behind the wall. Maybe he didn't get the memo like we said, and he came down prematurely as we're showing 2 laps to go here. And if he didn't think this was a heat race, that would have been him coming in about halfway through and then somebody saying, hey, what are you doing? We only got 2 laps left in the seat.
That's right. Well, the white flag is out and the race is finishing. These are short laps, and out in front, taking it all for the beginning of this race. The first heat race we've got going on is Brian Labarge with James Watson and Simon Fell for your 1, 2, 3. Let's go ahead and send things to a quick break from our sponsors, and we'll be right back for some more on TNT.
Here at TWRS, we're always here to help our squad when they need a little push in the right direction. That's just who we are. We're a beautifully diverse group of goofballs dedicated to driving fake race cars as fast as possible. And we continue to push each other to the front using the power of nonsense. We have one of the strongest NASCAR programs on the service, and you can access it all for $24.99 a month. And we just released individual subscriptions for $14.99 a month for each NASCAR vehicle. We also just added a Rallycross program, and our IndyCar program is taking off as well. So come join the weird side. We have speed and cookies. Cookies are not included in some locations.
Hey folks, welcome back to Myrtle Beach. It's evening time, the lights are on, and we're going to get the second heat race going here very soon. Now we've got the cars gridding up, and very soon we're going to have them going out here as the pace car pulling off. We got in order Brian Labarge, James Watson, Simon Fell, Wes Shear, and J.W. Miller in your top 5. Take it away, Big Al.
This will put Michael Long, Michael Pompani, Eric Dubois, Naizi Camargo in 9th, and Drew Bernardi rounding out the top 10 field here on this restart for this next heat.
And we've got the first heat here that we had, folks. If you joined us for that, you saw that it was a pretty steady one, but the yellow flags are not out tonight. There have been a couple of spins here and there, nothing too crazy. We had one, we did have one that was really crazy. We had one good-looking crash where we had a car flipping around, but Aside from that one hit, I think the guys are figuring out how to drive this track. What do you think, Big Al?
Yeah, definitely so. And this being the main event here tonight, scheduled for 30 minutes, this is going to be the time to shine. You've already got that first heat race out of your system. The jiggers are gone. So now it's time to actually, bolt up and nut up.
Yeah. Well said, sir. Well said. Here we go. Here we go. Green, green, green. Let's go.
Woo, Watson wasting no time to get out there and show Simon Fell that he is here to race. Now down on the inside, Fell's going to high. That 256 going to fall right in there. J.W. Miller's going to be down on his inside along with West Shire. Be falling behind him. Watson enjoying this moment to get out front. He's going to stretch his legs and get out to a very commanding 5-car length lead over the rest of the field. And J.W. Miller is going to give West Shire all he can as Shire tries to advance this position. Hey, way to go, West. West making it up into the top 3 for the first time here this evening in this contest. Now he's finally going to be, caution's out right now. Going to see where it's at. Looks like it's going to involve that 000 car of Eric Dubois. You're going to see exactly what happened here as that instant replay is going to be coming up on your screen momentarily. Joe, what happened?
I'm looking. I'm trying to see. We're going to go in the Wayback Machine and find out, Big Al. Let's take a look at the 000. Well, Eric Dubois looks okay. Let's see what happens. Uh-oh. Ruh-roh. That's a big old self-spin. And then he covered half the track. So
Eric got a little bit sideways back there.
Yeah, just a little bit sideways.
In Myrtle Beach, looked like he went out there and got a little bit sideways. That's a country song. Way to go, Eric.
I could whip that up.
Instead of the 2-step, he got the 2-swept.
The 2-swept.
2-swept away. Man, this is definitely exciting. Look, we made it through the entire first heat race without a caution. Come out here tonight on the second iteration of this thing. Caution's already out for the first time. Now, are there going to be any takers? Did we run enough laps to actually make a dent or difference? It appears that we did not. So everybody's going to line them up again. This should be a single car restart. And we're going to be back at it again here momentarily. Thank you, everybody, for joining in here. This is Tuesday Night Productions, TNT, brought to you by Inside Lane Productions.
Yes, sir. The good stuff.
The good stuff. Yep. Another country song. Joe, you just rolling them in there tonight.
You want me to write a country song called The Good Stuff? I will. I'll have it ready for next week.
Kenny Chestnut already did it.
He did?
Yep.
Dang it.
Yep. Good stuff. Yep, sure enough did. It's about drinking milk, too.
He does have a song called The Good Stuff. That's terrible.
That's a good song. What do you mean it's terrible?
That's fair. It is about drinking milk. You're right. That's ridiculous. I love it. And here we go. Green, green, green. The restart is live. We got James Watson out here in front this time with Simon Fell right behind. And behind him, Wes Shear trying to hold back J.W. Miller, who's working his way back up toward the front and wants to get back in the lead.
Yeah. Simon Fell's got Sherry down on his inside now. As you'll be watching him, this is going to impact just how big of a drive-off Watson gets. We also got Pompiani. He is now battling beside J.W. Miller, going to be down on the inside. A whole lot of passing going on here from that single file restart. Drivers starting to kind of shake it out a little bit and starting to figure out, hey, I'm faster than you, buddy. Let me go. And that's, I think, the theme here for the next part of this event. Just don't tread on me.
Yeah. That's a good way to put it. Because right now, James Watson, so far out in front, he doesn't have to worry about it. Ooh! Watson has to worry about himself, though. He is getting loosey-goosey. What a slide. What a save.
Ooh, got a little
Back into this
challenge
car,
going on for second place.
Yeah, watch this. Watch this here. Watch this here. Whoop. Big slip here. Watson, really careful. Now he's got to dial it back a little bit potentially. But every notch that he dials it back is a notch where he gets closer to Wes Shear.
Like I said, Wes is back here now. He has finally been able to shake off his woes and make his way up into that podium position. Now being scored in second as he's actually able to get around actually able to get around Simon Fell here just a little while back. But the key is now, how fast is Wes? That's the question that we're looking for. Simon Fell, Michael Long's still struggling there. He is still in the back there. But Wes, he was kind of hanging around mid-pack there, 5th place or so. Now he's up in second, man, and it looks like he has got nothing in between him and Watson but opportunity.
That's a good way to put it. Nothing but opportunity. I like that a lot. We just saw a 2-by-2 situation that is now resolved. The resolution of which is Brian Labarge being out in front of Michael Long and J.W. Miller. Camargo also there in the back, doing his best to keep up.
Now Camargo's going to have to deal with getting around Miller as well. Miller's been instrumental, I think, in kind of holding up traffic tonight. He's going to hate me when he sees that back, but he is not making it easy to get around him, and it's not his job to, so that can be applauded.
Yeah,
it's a solid qualifying effort for that team.
That's true. That's true. And Camargo just got a nose full of his car. Almost spun him out.
You can start to feel the tensions kind of rise a little bit here. Still got over 23 minutes, or right at 23 minutes remaining in this band event here tonight. But that's still a lot of racing. And somewhere in there, we had this pit window of 20 to 25 minutes. That's going to come into play. Drivers are definitely going to have to make a stop here. Probably going to figure out whether that's going to be at the front end of this thing or towards the back. Drivers are going to have to see. Watson up front, he is really kind of dealing the cards with nobody to even kind of call him on it. So I think he's going to continue to do what he's doing.
He'll keep dealing himself aces. To continue that analogy a little bit, he'll keep dealing himself whatever cards he wants.
Yeah, dealer's choice.
Dealer's choice, right? But as we take a look here in the middle of the pack, let's see what J.W. Miller is up to. Miller is currently with a pack of 3 here, with Camargo and Bernardi right behind him. Miller, the previous race leader when this whole thing started, during the first heat, he was very quickly started cycling back to about where he is now, and he's been sitting at about this level since about the middle of the last race, unfortunately, and it feels like he's been saving a little bit. It feels like he's sort of found his groove in the track, and his groove is just around 7th place, unfortunately. He did set a pretty good time. I believe he set a pretty good qualifying time, if I recall. Let me take a quick look.
Well, he was the first one to actually get a time on the board, and I do believe he ended up being 4th overall.
Yes.
But
yeah,
he was key initially on this thing, and he did get this. He made his way up front, literally within like the first 2 laps of the race. He was the car to beat. So, good for those guys, man, for a solid effort up front. But now as this thing continues here, Simon Fell's going to start to feel Pompiani starting to reel him in. As Shire is now, he's kind of starting to get a little bit out of the reach of that 256 car.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, got another car on the way there. That's that Michael Longdale, that Brian Labarge. That's Brian Labarge. He is on the run.
Whoa, yeah.
And with a Y. Why with a Y? Don't ask why.
Don't ask why. And right now, Brian Labarge up to third. He's down from where he started, down 3 from where he started. He was our pole position. Oh, the last race, at least, I'm pretty sure. But Brian Labarge in 4th right now. As you can see, he is making up some time very quickly, trying to get up to Simon Fell, seeing if he can make that pass. And if he can, it's still going to be a pretty good jump from there to West Shear. Not sure if he'll be able to do it given the time we have left, but it's going to depend a lot on how Shear and Watson drive their cars.
You know, we got all 10 cars in this thing. We still got a while to go. Watching Labarge in this charge, I'm just wondering, like, man, where was he at? Was he saving? I don't think he could have saved enough to make it the entire time on this, especially not with the amount of time that we have left. I don't know. We've seen it kind of get thrown off like that before, and I'm just wondering here, towards the back of the pack, are these guys as fast as they are, or are these guys just kind of trying to conserve so they can try to make this thing without actually stopping?
That's a darn good question, my friend. I think we're going to find out as the race continues to roll on here from Myrtle Beach Speedway. Folks, thanks for joining us here. It's TNT Promotions. It's Tuesday Night Thunder Shock Series. It's everything you want from iRacing and more. Brought to you by brought to you by Inside Lane Productions. Here, Jolo in the booth with Big Al, Kobe down in the truck, and we have got 34 laps in here right now at Myrtle Beach, Heat 2 of tonight's race. And we're just waiting to see who's going to take it home from Myrtle Beach.
Yeah, watching this battle intently here as I'm watching the 8 of Brian Labarge battle the 60 of Pompiani. Labarge now going to be by Pompiani. Now he's going to be back up in the 4th place. Brian has his timer set right there with a 17.301. That was the fastest lap thus far of the competition. Sorry, that wasn't the. He has the fastest lap of the competition with a 17.301. But now he's starting to come alive, and I'm just wondering here. I'm watching him. I'm watching the board, and I'm just trying to figure out how this all shakes out. Because Watson, he's still running some decent times, but just not as fast. You know, as you can already see now, Labarge, I mean. Labarge gets a little squirrely there. That's going to allow Simon Fell to get a little bit more breathing room. Kind of overdrove it there coming out of the corner. That's one of those keys to the race. Remember, I said it's almost like threading a needle here with this thing.
Mm-hmm. It is. It's about getting that launch on the exit, but if you don't thread the needle, you're never going to find the grip you need to launch this car out of the exits. And you're seeing who's getting that grip. You're seeing who's able to launch the cars right now by looking at who's got the attack going into the turn and who's got the speed coming out of the turn. And right now, it's a lot of different cars all over the field. If we look a little bit, Michael Long trying to make the move. Boom! On Pompiani. Pompiani's into the wall. Long and Pompiani with a little bit of a dust up there. I don't know if it was potential that Long got into Pompiani or just got too close, but let's see here. As Long is down on the inside here in the way back machine, he tries to make the pass. Can't quite do it, but yep, it's all on him. It's all on Pompiani, unfortunately.
That's going to bring him down pit road, so that's definitely going to alter his event here for this evening.
Yeah, that's one way to put it, for sure. That definitely altered the event. And it looks like in this case,
Simon Fell is just from that color of that car. It just reminds me. It looks like he's just fumbling through the phone book trying to call anybody for help.
Yeah, just about. Oh, and it looks like Murray Pompiani. Yeah, he's meatballed. He's out of the race. That's going to be it for Pompiani. He has disconnected and he has jumped down, giving Eric Dubois a chance to stay in the single digits here on the standings.
Westshire made it by Brian LaBarge. Now he's going to continue his hunt to the front. Going to be trying to reel in that Watson car and that 39 who just, I mean, look, this guy's not even being taxed. Whatever bracket he's in, he's just, I mean, he's rolling in and rolling out. He's not having to stand in line. I mean, he has really kind of made this his house here tonight, especially, you know, coming back from a performance last week that took him off the podium. You could actually see the frustration in him, and I knew that this week that Watson was going to be the car to beat. You know, he is, I mean, this guy, he's always a dominant performer, okay? You can never, ever, if he's in the field, you got to go ahead and count him as a top 3. I mean, guaranteed, just unless he gets in his own way or gets in his own head. But right now, it's gonna come down to see what Wes can do. It's Michael Long now.
Yeah.
Simon Fell, sorry. Actually, no, that is Michael Long. He's made his way all the way up to battle the back end of the 256.
Ooh, that's going to be a good fight.
Just
Long
14 minutes remaining.
Long has been a rocket, even though he's been working his way up relatively slowly. I gotta say, it's been like watching a slow rocket, but a rocket nonetheless, because when he meets a car, he passes that car. And that's been pretty steady for him throughout most of these heat races, even though he had that unfortunate slide early on that gave him bad positioning for the end of that first race. Now he makes the pass here, and Michael Long is in 4th now, putting Simon Fell down into 5th. That's incredible. Really good there. And yeah, I want to echo something that you said, Big Al. James Watson out ahead. His own worst enemy right now is himself. I've been watching him drive, and he has got a little bit of an angle problem going on. It feels like he's really fighting the car to get it to turn a little bit. I'm watching his wheel. If we can get a view from the cockpit. Watch how much wheel he is putting into this. Look at that. He is really, really working hard to keep this car where it is. There, here we go. Makes a pass way down on the inside there.
Yeah, constantly bumping that thing to the left there, trying to keep the tail end behind those front 2 tires, because otherwise, if he doesn't do that, well, you know what happens. Then the rear tires actually take the lead, and that's not what you want.
No, sir. No, sir.
But, you know, we're watching Watson, and more importantly, I'm kind of watching Wes to see, you know, is he going to be able to close that gap, you know, or is Watson just kind of going to be out here in a league of his own? I'm also watching the time, and I'm watching how the time that's on the clock is affecting the times that the drivers are putting down for their laps. And I'm thinking that, you know, we're starting to see the greatest effect of tire wear and degradation. Westshire just dialed in a 17.728 on his last lap compared to the 17.572 of the leader, with Brian LaBarge in a 17.484, still close to his 17.301 overall. So they're fast everywhere, and then they're slow places.
They're fast and then they're slow.
Yeah.
And then they're fast again.
Fast all around me.
I love it. These guys are really ripping this track up and finding every ounce of speed that they can, finding that razor's edge and racing right along it like just balancing on a knife. It's incredible. And watching James Watson find that razor's edge, drive that razor's edge has been great. Watching Wes Shear here try to close that gap. Ryan LaBarge working on 2nd place, makes the pass.
Yeah, Shear just passed Michael Long. Now that's going to put him up on the podium for what would be the first time tonight here. Now going to be waiting to see just how fast he can catch that 8 car. Shire still doing what he can do. Michael Long, he's no slouch either, but neither one of these two have been able to reel in Watson.
Yeah, and I think it's only going to be the only person who's going to reel in Watson right now is Watson. that's going to be a self-made. It's going to be a self-made injury basically if he ends up going out, and I think it's going to be partly because he's just taken this car just enough to the edge and then dialed it back. He got the lead he needed early on to be unchallenged, and now he's got to outrace himself a little bit and try to keep a car that he drove hard and fast early on the track.
Now I'm just watching to see exactly when these guys start to come down for pit road. Down the pit road, because they're going to have to top off. We saw Pompiani do it last time. It cost him a bunch. He's actually, recovered from that. Nope, he's actually out of the race, but he was the guy that came down to get a top off towards the end there of that last heat. and it, it was about this time. So at some point, somebody's going to have to be the one, and the question is going to be, are you coming early or are you coming late? Because this is going to be the only thing I think that's going to kind of determine this. And I know a lot of drivers are going to try to stick out as long as they can, hoping that if the caution comes out, they'll be able to pit under said caution. But I don't know, Joe, how long do you think you can wait? At some point, you're just going to have to race your own race and just go ahead and say whatever and then come on down.
Yeah, you're going to have to come down. And I don't know, I guess if you're not watching everybody else and you're just deciding when you're going to come down yourself, oh man, I wouldn't even know on a heat race like this with this engine. It'd be hard for me to tell. I would honestly just probably stick to whatever the leader did. I would really try to pay attention to that.
Yeah, I'm with you there, man. Hopefully these guys are dialed in and they know exactly how much they can go before they need more go juice. 8 minutes, 44 seconds left in this thing. 31 laps to go. 69 laps at the line. And everybody in the building is quiet. It's amazing how quiet it is here. It seems like the crowd is just they're anticipating what we are. It's just almost like we're waiting on that next shoe to drop, Is the flag gonna just wave or is it gonna fly? What's the effect of gravity on this here? We don't know. We've never been before tonight, Joe.
That's true. That's very, very true. We've never been before tonight. We got to wait and see. Ooh, Watson throws it into the turn there a little bit. Brian Labarge now very, very close. He has managed to close that gap.
He's 0.3 of a second faster per lap than Watson is, so it's only a matter of time before he's going to be able to reel him in. Now the question is, does that inadvertent pressure there that the Y man is putting on Watson, is that going to cause Watson to actually pit prematurely? Is that going to cause Watson to maybe kind of spin out? How is James gonna? This will be the first time he's actually had pressure placed firmly upon him.
That's true. Let's see how he reacts to it.
Yeah, this is a very tedious part of the race. Yeah, because, look, this guy's been back there. And, of course, these reports have been coming to Watson. He's been watching his relative. He can see the guy coming in, and now he's kind of painting his bumper. The guy's faster than you are. How long do you, A, hold him up, or, B, what's plan B? What is plan B? You're not going to be able to block him for so long.
Yeah, here he comes.
Yeah, we see what happens.
Try to squeeze him.
Guys get blocked for so long, and then they get agitated, and that's when people get wrecked. And right here now, this is going to be a dynamic pass. Most passes we'll be seeing tonight have been taking at least 2 turns. Now we're 3 turns here, going into a full lap, and Watson not relenting, not relinquishing his position at all, being recalcitrant to the pursuit that is actually being placed upon him. By Brian Labarge.
No. Good use of recalcitrant. Well done.
Oh, Watson kind of blinks a little bit there. At least he did on our camera. Labarge is going to stay back there. He's going to be patient, but for so long. And then once he loses his patience, it's going to be, it's going to give us something to talk about. So I think that's close to where we're getting at.
Yeah.
is about to give us some talking points.
Yeah, I'll take it. I'll take a few talking points. Right now, I'm just watching James Watson, currently in the race lead still, getting danced around by Brian Labarge. Labarge is on the outside, the inside. He's looking for the left, the right. He's just trying to find the opportunity to make the pass.
Yeah.
And it looks like Watson's just not necessarily lazily, but he's leisurely not giving the opportunity to pass. He's just staying ahead of him. That's all he's going to do, is just stay ahead of him.
It's not on him to make it easy for the pass to actually occur. But I'll tell you what, the 000, he is going to be throwing his hat right up in there. And all of a sudden, there's an audible in the playbook. There's a kid on the field. There's another car right there. We got to deal with him.
There's a kid on the field.
And they're going to be all over him real soon. And this is probably going to be his best opportunity. Oh, caution's out. Did not expect it, but it was right in the area where we called it. I'm seeing the 59 car. He's coming down behind the wall. Again, that's not easy. He's behind the wall. Trying to see exactly where. We have one car into the wall. Look at that right there. Oh, man, that sucks. Man.
We almost did it. Feels like we almost made it without starting to get into the yellow territory, but yellow territory has found us, my friend.
Yeah, and this is, right there. You came right in on them, kind of close that distance. You know, what do you expect? That's that part of the race. And now it's going to be a battle. Ooh, we got the 616 coming down pit road. West will be coming in. Brian Labarge, James Watson, Michael Long, Simon Fell, all staying out. What do you make of this, Joe?
Well, we got everybody here staying out. We got a lot of people staying out, at least not everybody, but a good number here. Shear going in. I think he wants to just be. He is such a fantastic driver, and we've got. How much time is left, Big Al? We're at 84, lap 84 right now.
3 minutes.
3 minutes.
Just under 3 minutes here once the flag flies.
I can't condone necessarily some people going down, but if they had to, they had to. You know what I mean? Like Wes Shear, I don't think he's going to get any benefit from having gone down at this point.
Well, he's going to be the tail end of the lead lap. Last car on the lead lap, he will be J.W. Miller's going to be in front of him. Simon Fell starting off the thing off in fourth. Third place is going to be Michael Long. He'll be preceded by Brian Labarge, and James Watson has the con. As soon as they turn the lights off on the pace car, we're going to go ahead and try to get this thing in with a definitive amount of laps. Sign says 10 to go.
Love to see it. Love to see it. Get those tires warmed up a little bit. James Watson wants to stay limber. Doesn't want to lose the heat that he's built up. Otherwise, driving on cold tires is going to be the death knell for a lot of these guys. All right, out in front. Keep those tires warmed up. We're doing a single file restart here. The pace car is off. We're looking for the green flag. We're looking for the restart zone. We're looking to end this race. Let's see if we can bring it home here on the TNT Tuesday Night Shock Series.
Solid start going to come from first and third. Michael Long and James Watson. Brian Labarge kind of got off guard. Sorry about that. Now he's going to be back out on the run again, trying to catch Watson. Watson loved that restart that he got. It gave him that cushion that he needed with just 10 laps to go. He is going to be running for his life. Actually, I'm showing 88 of 102 here. Still off a little bit. 4 off of 10. 4 laps left. There it is. Just heard it from the top.
You got
4 laps left. Is it going to be?
4 laps left it is.
I think Shires, I think Labarge, I think Fell. I think they're all going to come up just a little bit short here tonight.
That's a good way to put it. Yeah. Again, yeah, I think you're right. They're all going to come up potentially just a little bit short here tonight of their overall goals. And we've got a number of people. More people, unfortunately, have lost position in this race than gained
Sauer's
position.
making a move. Sorry,
Ooh,
Labarge
let's
is
see it.
making a move there. He is trying now to get around Watson, sliding that thing down to the inside. Watson going to be trying to close the gap, trying to make sure that he gives him no room whatsoever. He's going to remount. Oh, white flag's out. Don't think he's going to have enough time. If there's going to be a shot, that's it. Watson's going to be your winner here tonight, James Watson.
I think you're right, my friend. Oh, maybe up at the top. Does he have enough speed for one more? Here's the push. Brian LaBarge. I think Watson was there at the line, though. James got him at the line. Brian LaBarge with a big push at the very end. But what a finish. James Watson wins it at Myrtle Beach. Wow. Phew. Okay. We had a few dust ups during this race. We had a few more than we expected, I think. At first we expected there to be no yellows flying, and then we actually got a handful of them. Not too bad, not too bad. Ultimately, though, this was a fantastic race out of Myrtle Beach Speedway, and we're going to break down the whole list, the unofficial list of the unofficial results list here in just a moment as we head up to the blimp and enjoy a view of the racetrack as the fans are heading out to their cars and heading home. Let's do it. Team Watson's own James Watson in first, with Team Watson's Brian LaBarge in second. Privateer, the whole block of them. Michael Long, Simon Fell, Wes Shear, and J.W. Miller from third through sixth. And take it away, Big Al.
That's going to put Dubois, Eric type in seventh. Drew Bernardi's going to be in eighth. Naiji Camargo, ninth place, and Murray Pompiani's going to round out this 10-car field. With that done, we're going to take a brief step away. We're going to be back with our post-race show. Yippee!
Here at TWRS, we're always here to help our squad when they need a little push in the right direction. That's just who we are. We're a beautifully diverse group of goofballs dedicated to driving fake race cars as fast as possible. And we continue to push each other to the front using the power of nonsense. We have one of the strongest NASCAR programs on the service, and you can access it all for $24.99 a month. And we just released individual subscriptions for $14.99 a month for each NASCAR vehicle. We also just added a Rallycross program, and our IndyCar program is taking off as well. So come join the weird side. We have speed and cookies. Cookies are not included in some locations.
Hey, folks, we are back for the Tuesday Night Thunder Shock Series post-race show, which means we're going to be doing a little bit of interviews here. We're going to be talking with some of the racers who went around and around and around, and starting with one who almost went all the way around and managed to come all the way back to third place, Michael Long. Michael, how you doing tonight?
Pretty good. Recovered from that little fiasco there.
Exactly. All right, you know I'm going to ask about it. So walk us through that a little bit. You see, I think it was just an unfortunate self-spin situation.
Well, actually, things were pretty tight there. I figured I was faster than those guys, and forget who exactly was in there. JW and Simon, and I think someone else, Murray, were in there too. And I decided to go to the outside, and then I kind of got bottled up behind JW, so I decided to cut it back to the inside and just shoved it in there a little bit too hard that one lap, and did a half spin, and that was that. And then I was luckily kept it off the wall, so was able to just come back and get some good laps in, but it actually helped a little bit because I was able to run in clean air and see what I had for a setup. So I'm not quite as fast as James and Brian, but pretty stable, and that's what I generally shoot for on a setup, is to be stable first and then just kind of keep tweaking it till it gets faster.
Well, it looked like it was working for you, my friend. You did have an unfortunate situation early on, but your recovery from it and subsequent drive up to third place was something that we couldn't stop talking about all night long. Every time we turned around, there's Michael Long. Wait, who's making the pass? It's Michael Long. Michael Long's making another pass. Like you felt like you were built for speed tonight, and you definitely earned that third place spot, crawling your way back up there after that half spin. It felt like everybody was really just driving their machine to the edge tonight. So you brought a setup here that you knew was going to give you some stability. Is this a track that you're pretty familiar with here?
Yeah, we've run this a few times. This is actually not one of my better tracks, and but I did take racing these cars as opposed to the PM18. I basically just took the same setup I had and then threw that on this car and then just started tweaking it a little bit. And I had actually practiced on last week and thought I had something pretty good, and I ran it for a few laps tonight, and it was just bad. So I started changing again. I'm getting like Wes a little bit. I kind of figured out what you need to change when things aren't working well, and so then that puts me in the window, and once I'm in the window, then I can push it. I always feel like James and Brian are a little bit better drivers than I am, but if I can, like I said, if I can get the car stable, then I feel good about running up the inside of people and not running into them, and being able to get to the throttle off the corner and get down the straightaway.
All right, my man. Hey, you had a great race tonight. Anyone you want to shout out to or thank for your performance?
Yeah, I always like to thank my wife for being patient with me about doing this stuff. And I actually put the Yokohama on the side of the car because I run those tires. I do autocross from time to time, and so I run those on my Miata. So there you go.
Oh, that's awesome. Okay, all right, Yokohama, thank you, and the missus, who we thank for letting you out to come around and run some laps with us, and we'll see you next week. All right.
All right. Thank you so much.
Hey, thank you, Michael. That was Michael Long, third place. Going to pass the mic over to Big Al, who is going to talk to second place, Brian LaBarge.
Hey, Brian. Big Al up in the booth. You got me.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, man, I'm doing pretty good. I'm going to tell you what, man. It was a pleasure watching that zero number 256 car floating around there tonight. You were really tearing it up, boss. I mean, sorry, 8 car. So.
Yeah. The 8 car, the number 8 carries over from the PM18. I was kind of hoping that the zero would kind of be put on this one, but that's league administration. That would be a step, way too complicated. So yeah, that was really. That was fun. It was a battle and probably way more effort than it should have been. Was not paying attention. I was going through and finding my setup that I had saved, and I couldn't remember what folder I saved it in, and missed the start of the feature. I just didn't grid in time, and it's basically starting a half a lap down at the start. I mean, the caution kind of helped a little bit, but I was not really thrilled with having to carve my way through the field, which admittedly was probably fun to watch, but it cost me the win.
Yeah, but every second matters, and we were watching you through this whole thing, man, and you definitely had the car to beat. Posting the fastest lap time overall here with I believe it was a 17.301, which is actually scorching. So from what we were looking at, everything was starting to kind of line up. So do you experience anything with the new car in the new season that you think maybe you didn't account for?
Well, a couple things. Specifically on the restarts, it's the jump from first to second happens a lot sooner than it does in the PM18. So like on that last restart there with whatever it was 3 minutes to go,
right.
Yeah, I mean, I got bogged down because I started in the right gear but just did not hit my upshift in time, and had to claw that second back there, which again, I mean, it cost me a little bit of time, or in terms of opportunities, let's say, to get past James. I mean, James put his car in exactly the right spot in every single. It's actually pretty difficult to pass here. I mean, I was following Simon for a good portion, probably halfway through the race, where he defended pretty much the exact same way that James did. He put his car in all the right spots, and it makes it very difficult because the inside line on both of these corners can catch you out if you aren't careful. So you take that risk with being on the inside. You don't want to go up and spin, especially here. These cars don't have they have a lock differential, so it tends to want to understeer up towards the wall on corner exits. So you got to be really careful and make sure your car rotation is good before you try to power out. Because if there's a car on the between you and the wall on the outside, then that's not going to be good for anybody. So you do have to drive a little bit differently and take a little bit more calculated risks about when you're going to try to make your overtake happen, compared to something that you would do in the PM18.
And then the 18, you guys also didn't have the new tire model. Well, it wasn't advanced at all. So is degradation, or is that a real thing here? Did you experience that tonight?
Both of these cars, I think, are on the same tire model.
Okay.
Whether I don't know if they're the newest ones or not, but they're at least they're the same. These are just the car's a little bit lighter, so your tire wear is a little bit different, but for the most part, I mean, the feeling is similar to both cars. Like I said, the biggest difference, I think, for me, at least with the handling of these, is just the fact that these have the lock differential, and it makes corner exit be a little bit different, which as you back up the corner a little bit, kind of takes just a little bit of a different driving style than if you don't do this very often, especially compared to the PM18.
Totally got it. Brian's totally solid performance for you guys tonight. Sorry about those couple missteps that cost you a rung on the ladder, but man, overall, it's got to be happy for a second place finish, man. Who you shouting out here tonight?
First off, thank you guys for putting the broadcast on and showcasing our talents here out to our viewers, your viewers, the world viewers. Team Watson Racing Setups, the rest of the drivers here, my wife, friends, family. I got a couple of them tuning in tonight, I think, who showcased an interest in this. So yeah, hey guys, and hope you enjoyed it.
Hey, as I always say, don't party too hard, man, and congratulations there for bringing it home. P2 overall.
All right, thank you very much.
Yeah, you're welcome. Hey, that was Brown LaBarge getting it done here. Back to you, Joe.
All right, Big Al, thank you very, very much. And we are going to talk to the man himself. We're going to talk to James Watson, your race winner here, the man who walked away with a victory at the end of that heat. Hey, James, can you hear us okay? James Watson, can you hear us okay up here in the booth?
Sure can.
There we go. All right. Hey, congratulations, my man. Look at that. First place. Big first place here from Myrtle Beach. How you feeling?
Heck of a lot better than I was before this race started. I really was not looking forward to this race. I've never really done all that well here. I think I only barely managed fifth the last time we ran Myrtle here in TNT.
Wow. Okay. Well, you know what? You turned all that lack of experience into a big win here tonight, and it sure paid off, my man. Like you had things led for a large majority of that second heat there. Tell me, what was your strategy when the restarts occurred? Like when you needed to get some distance, what was your thinking to try to make sure you could get that distance quickly?
Basically, nut up and ball out like that. That was my only hope, was to make sure that I just drove it as hard as I could on those opening laps to try to build as much of a gap as I could, but it was not easy. This car is a lot more temperamental and unpredictable on colder tires. Like it feels like it gets loose more often than the PM18, and it's not a fun type of loose either. It's just kind of a lazy spin that you can't really do anything about. So you really feel like you're tempting fate the harder you drive it, especially on the first couple laps.
Yeah, and tempt fate you did. I saw a couple of times that you slid out there, my friend. I saw a couple of times the car got out from under you, but you always managed to keep the car on the road there. Very, very expert, professional level driving. Really, really good stuff here. What was you won the race. You probably didn't have anything that you considered a roadblock, but what was one of your roadblocks you think during this race? What was something that you had to get around? Could be a mental one too.
It wasn't something I had to get around, more so just driving there and wondering, why do I hear the Jaws theme?
Oh, something's coming for you. Oh man, that's freaky. Yeah, he was right there too. Brian LaBarge was moving very quickly and was going to catch up to you there very soon. Maybe if we had gone another couple of laps, but we didn't. And time told the story, and it said James Watson first place. Anyone you want to thank to or shout out for your performance here tonight, my friend?
Yes, sir. I gotta thank everyone at Team Watson Racing Setups. Use code WATSBIN39 for 10% off at checkout. ZS Designs and Dizzy V Designs for putting together my paint schemes. National Racing Network, Inside Lane Productions, Icon Sim Racing Apparel, Binks Designs, and my folks at home, and Megan for watching.
All right, folks, that's it. First place, James Watson. And that's going to be it here. James, thanks for joining us up here in the booth. We'll talk to you soon, we hope.
Here's hoping. Cheers, guys.
Yeah, take it easy, my friend. We're going to wrap things up here from Myrtle Beach, though, everybody. Special thanks to Jason Owens and to Big Al for joining me up here in the booth. It was a good time as usual. Big Al, how'd you enjoy it?
Man, really, really enjoyed it. It was a great show here tonight. Awesome production as always. Thanks, Kobe, for doing what you do. Thank you, Joe, for being who you are and what you say. Thank all of our sponsors. Thank all of the family members, and thank all of the drivers, man, for coming together and making this thing beautiful.
All right, folks. Thank you for watching. We're going to wrap things up here. TNT Promotions Tuesday Night Thunder Shock Series on Inside Lane Productions. Thank you for watching. Have a great night, and we'll see you next week.
Here at TWRS, we're always here to help our squad when they need a little push in the right direction. That's just who we are. We're a beautifully diverse group of goofballs dedicated to driving fake race cars as fast as possible. And we continue to push each other to the front using the power of nonsense. We have one of the strongest NASCAR programs on the service, and you can access it all for $24.99 a month. And we just released individual subscriptions for $14.99 a month for each NASCAR vehicle. We also just added a rallycross program, and our IndyCar program is taking off as well. So come join the weird side. We have speed and cookies. Cookies are not included in some locations.